Welcome to the Classic Soap Operas podcast. All right, today we are diving deep into the life of a character who wasn't just on daytime television, she pretty much was daytime television. We're talking about a true force of nature, a survivor, an absolute icon from Guiding Light, the one, the only, Reva Shayne.
Okay, let's just jump right into the moment that defines her, shall we? Back in 1984, Reva Shayne climbs into the town fountain, soaking wet, fully clothed, and just screams this out for everyone to hear. I mean, it was so audacious, so shocking. And you know what? That was the exact moment a soap opera character became an absolute legend. That one single scene, it just captures everything about her. That fearless, totally unapologetic spirit that we came to know and love for decades.
So Reva first burst onto our screens back in 1983, and when the head writer, Pam Long, created her, well, she really unleashed something special on the world. Played by the absolutely incredible Kim Zimmer, Reva was, let's just say, she wasn't your typical damsel in distress. Oh no, she was messy, she was complicated, and she was just completely magnetic. She rolled into Springfield, Illinois, and believe me, from that moment on, that town, and honestly all of daytime TV, was never, ever going to be the same.
So, at the center of all that glorious chaos, there was really one constant: her epic, star-crossed romance with Josh Lewis. I mean, their love story wasn't just some side plot. It was the absolute beating heart of Guiding Light for, more than 20 years? Now, for anyone who might be kind of new to the whole soap opera world, you've got to understand the term super couple. This is so key. We're not just talking about any TV couple here. No way. These are cultural phenomena. We're talking about pairings whose chemistry is just so powerful, so electric, they basically define the entire show they're on. And Josh and Reva, they were the absolute gold standard.
And let me tell you, their journey was anything but smooth. They started out as childhood sweethearts, right? Then they get torn apart, reunited years later, and this timeline, it barely even scratches the surface of the drama. We're talking multiple marriages and divorces to each other. Not to mention, the casual bouts of amnesia and a few presumed deaths that somehow still couldn't keep them apart for good.
Okay, but Reva's life, it was so much more than just her love for Josh. Her story is filled with some of the most gloriously, wonderfully unhinged plot lines ever put on television. Seriously. If you thought that fountain scene was wild, you have seen nothing yet. Buckle up. I mean, Reva Shayne's life was a complete spectacle. So she drives off a bridge, everyone thinks she's dead, and then she reemerges as an amnesiac, living with an Amish family. Okay. Then later, she becomes the long-lost princess of some European monarchy. And, she also traveled through time. But the absolute peak of soap opera insanity, the tippy top, that, my friends, would have to be the clone.
Yes, you heard that right. A clone. So after another one of her deaths, a completely grief-stricken Josh Lewis does what any totally rational, heartbroken man would do, right? He has his wife cloned. It just goes to show you how far the writers were willing to go to keep their biggest star in the picture. No plot was too wild. So on one hand, you have Reva, our fiery, complicated, unpredictable heroine. And on the other hand, you have Dolly, her clone. Now, Dolly was supposed to be this perfect, docile, submissive version of Reva. But of course, things went horribly, horribly wrong. So when the real Reva comes back from the dead, she has to literally fight for her life and her identity against herself. It was just pure, campy soap opera genius. And just to really drive home the constant turmoil in her life, just look at this number. 9. Reva was married 9 times. Now, that includes her multiple trips down the aisle with Josh, of course, but it also includes marriages to his father and his brother. I mean, talk about a tangled web. And Reva? She was always right there in the middle of it. But for all the clones and the time travel and the royalty drama, the reason audiences really connected with Reva for so long was her humanity. Underneath all that spectacle was this deeply relatable character who was, more than anything else, a survivor. And at one point, the show took a really big step back from all the fantasy to tell this incredibly powerful, grounded story about Reva's battle with breast cancer. And they handled it with so much realism, showing her fear, her denial, and then ultimately her immense strength. It was a storyline that really proved Reva's resilience wasn't just about surviving explosions or car crashes, it was about facing real-life struggles with so much courage and vulnerability. So, why? Why, after all these years, are we still talking about Reva Shayne? Well, it's because she was this perfect storm, right? This mix of absolutely outlandish storytelling and a truly powerhouse performance that just created a character for the ages. And you can't talk about Reva without talking about the incredible talent of Kim Zimmer. I mean, she didn't just play Reva. For so many of us, she was Reva. Her fearless performance earned her count 'em, four Daytime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress. That cemented her place as absolute daytime royalty. She was the one who brought so much humanity to every single insane plot twist they threw at her. You know, her longtime co-star Robert Newman, the man who played Josh, he really said it best. He called her a force to be reckoned with and said she was always 100% committed to the story. And that right there, that's the kind of dedication that creates that unforgettable, once-in-a-lifetime chemistry we saw between Josh and Reva. So get this, after a staggering 72 years on radio and television, Guiding Light, the longest-running drama in American history, finally came to an end in 2009. This was a massive, massive moment in TV history, and it was just so fitting that the show's final closing scene belonged to its most iconic character. In the very final moments of the entire series, Josh turns to Reva and asks if she's ready for their next adventure together. And her reply? It was just one single perfect word that wrapped up their entire decades-long love story. She just says, always. And with that, Reva and Josh literally drove off into the sunset, giving the show and these characters we loved a really beautiful, hopeful ending. So, from a truth-teller in a fountain to a time-traveling, cloned queen, Reva Shayne was truly one of a kind. Her story is just the perfect testament to the wild, wonderful, and sometimes completely crazy world of daytime drama. Hey, if you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane, please be sure to like and subscribe, and definitely let us know down in the comments what classic soap opera should we dive into next time.